The whole heart goes to Dr. Madhu and his team for inviting me here and understanding my thought processes, changing the gear of the program. So, and what he wrote to me was something, heart-breathing. I will accept whatever you want. Even my dad never said to me that. Okay, so we are changing the gears. I promise I'll try to keep it with the time. And so we need to optimize a treatment, especially in a locally advanced NSCLC. And we need to do a multimodal approach, and especially in the era of immunotherapy, how a radiation oncologist perspective has been there. So definitely going by with the theme of the conference that precision oncology is required and how do I treat it, I'm going to put some of my thoughts there. And definitely Gateway of India is something like my thought process job for me. If I see this is the truth, this one paper of 10 decades tells many more things when it came in JAMA. So 20 years back, WHO predicted this number of 23.6. So actually they predicted around 21. So we came out to 23, a good prediction by a statistician called Blanchard, the French guy. But the worst thing he never predicted that most of the deaths will be in a country like ours. And why? Only two reasons. We will have more advanced deaths and we will have less accessibility of the treatment. So that is the most unfortunate. And what we see, what I have just marked, the breast, head, neck, lung, all these are going to be a major factor in next 20 years. So be braced up for the morbidity and mortality we are going to have it in our system. So this is the TNM, I can say, for the lung cancer. What I understood during my residency and over the years, if you can predict it, accurate TNM, that will be the most important thing what you have done for this good treatment for the patient. So it's something like that, and TNM is a dynamic process. It continues to evolve depending upon the inputs what we received in real life. So there are 40 blocks, okay? I think there are 10 on this side and 4 on this side. So among that 40 blocks, 17 blocks are locally advanced breast cancer. So I will just put my thoughts in that 3A, 3B business, okay, that locally advanced. So for any system, accurate diagnosis of an extent of disease is mandatory. And a PET which has come in a real big way, especially for the lung, for an initial staging. This is one of the disease where there is an early adaptation of the PET. But believe me, this disease also goes to the brain, and still MRI remains the gold standard. So PET does many things, especially for the radiation oncologist. PET takes at least 45 minutes to reconstruct the images and superlay. That's exactly the radiotherapy. Radiotherapy is done in a couple of minutes rather than in fraction of seconds. So it helps us. So the blurry margins helps me much more in deciding my clinical target volume or a microscopic disease around the gross tumor. And definitely there are many other thought processes that we have not yet explored, like FLT, etc. So it indirectly tells how aggressive is the tumor, and there are so many other things which helps. Next, what has changed in lung is the correct histopathology. It is for the good that even an adeno or a non-squamous, the drugs have changed. So it's a good thing to know, understand what are the thing what we are dealing with, rather than in earlier times NSCLC versus small cell. No, we need to work with the pathologist much more to understand in depth which is required for us as a lung specialist. So, why LABC or why NSCLC in locally advanced is much more? Because there is an element that we are going to push something. So there are 3 or 4, but we are going to put these combined modality in some sequence altogether, and especially in the immunotherapy era, which is more important and a radiation oncologist perspective. So many more drugs have come. I can't remember the name, very honest. This checkmates checks me very out. Keynotes, I forget my keys, and especially there was something called Empower, big poster, and my powers is, get lost. There is a big poster of Empower there. But I really appreciate from their heart. Big numbers, 588, 123, 007. There is also called 420, which has been knocked out. Believe me. Try to go and find out what is 420 number. Okay? But what is important? Many drugs have come. Many will go away before something becomes standard. And if you see the chart and follow the FDA, see every 5 years there is a becoming a boom, right? The Sensex is never going down. It is only upwards and upwards and upwards. So that's Kripa Shankar said, pharmacist. Very good. But for a radiation oncologist, we are a purist. Okay, little bit a purist. But we are still a purist. We do a precision medicine, and we have been doing since ages. We do not only precision, we do individualized medicine. Okay, for each patient, individualized planning, and we do a dynamic planning. If required, we do a adaptive at between point of time. So we follow something like all real steps. So if you have gone on a plane, if you have heard the pilot, there are pre-checks, before landing checks, after landing checks. So we do everything to make our radiotherapy absolutely safe for us. Okay, because my madam in the airport says wear your mask first, then comes the kit. So we want to make it safe for us as well as for our patient. So these are some steps. I will not take all the steps, but I will give you some salient things. My ex-chief, Dr. Sareen, said, I'm a big Beatles fan, but believe me, this CT scan would have not come in existence if the Beatles have not funded the money for the research for CT scan. Okay? So Hounsfield, who was not an engineer, not even a postgraduate, got a money because of his thoughts, how CT scan, of how his brain can be mapped on a photographic film. So that is another story I will tell someday. But for us as a radiation oncologist in lung, to think without a scan is tough. Okay? So even if you see, so these are the two different, okay, but it is appearing same on the planar X-ray. Even if you do an anterior and lateral, this mass is so hazy and you really can't fix it up on the system. So this is one of my slides which I inherited from my predecessors. So we used to treat like that, okay? And incidentally, a new CT scan came, we marked that portal, but believe me, when we wanted to give a full dose, spinal cord was coming in time, and believe me, this patient is still cured today, okay? Nearly 20 years, but we have all telltale signs of previous cobalt treatment. I'm not saying cobalt was not good, saved the life, but we can do much better. That's the whole thought process. And believe me, this X-ray chest is taken in a standing position, right? We treat in a lying down position. So always keep that in mind when you want to see on a CT scan, on the chest X-ray. And the CT scan or a CT simulation for us, because we try to simulate what we want to treat on a CT or a 3D format. And it came in early 90s in a radiotherapy. But if I see from the lung perspective, See the graph, right? It beats the Sensex. And what is important, we did it only for 3 weeks. So more than 6,000 patients. And if I see that what will be the survival if I use the CT scan technology, this is the survival. Everything, if you see the 25% gain in survival if you have used a CT simulator, huge. And see, I'm not a big statistician, right? I don't understand much. I was telling Dr. Govind Babu. But if you see the confidence interval, they are so close to each other. They are not splaying across the unities. So probably whatever it is saying of 25% gain is the real truth. So a CT simulator is the essential element for a radiation oncologist if you want to think you want to cure a patient of a lung cancer. We breathe, tumor moves, lung moves. So, but we have to work on that also. So I will do it on some next day, some next time, how take care of that. But just showing an example of few things, right? If I see a sagittal section, so there are so many types of movement happen. We will try to work in different way, but what is important that we have to hit tumor and prevent the treating of the normal lung. So the fundamentals is you can do a 4D, means a dynamic scan, and incorporate movement in your treatment plan, and also use the PET CT which was done earlier for the treatment of marking the tumor much more precisely. And it is also beneficial in nodes, especially in mediastinum, when the nodes are very small. So what I tell in my clinic, don't shy away if you think you want to do a curative treatment. If you require to do an invasive mediastinoscopy, pick it up. You may probably cure that patient if your diagnosis is correct. Also very important, you should know your technology back and what you are treating. Just like Kripa was trying to tell us, there is so much technology, so much variation, cheaper, not cheaper, very expensive, but the validation things are not so great among the system. So that's what we should understand from our previous experience and the coming up experience. So there are 3 types of treatment planning systems which are happening. Most commonest is one, and this is the most accurate, and it has a change of sensitivity is less than 2%, and that's what is important in lung. With radiation, through the air, the radiation will pass away. So you need to know what exactly what you have deposited at the tumor. So, and next time, so maybe a radiation oncologist may be asking in some of the clinics, we are at liberty that we will treat the best at Tata. You want a conformal radiation, you want an IMRT, you want an IGRT, because the cost slabs are different. So unfortunate. I want to prove something in a stage 3 patient. Conformal treatment is superior. It has saved life in more than 11,000 patient data which has been done at NCDB. Though it is a retrospectively seen, but it has saved life. And I will prove it. It has not saved life. It has improved the survival. Okay? A simple conformal RT. And there are new techniques with the IMRT, what we say individual modulated radiotherapy. Is it superior? Probably yes. It is saving a lot of normal tissues. If you are saving a lot of normal tissues, my colleague like Dr. Govind Babu, they can put more medicine, possibly with the hope that they can take care of the tumor much well. And believe me, all these volumes have significantly changed. Means the truth is 1 in 1,000 only it can be lying, right? So that is the power and significance. And it is not only the statistical, it is clinical also. And this is the proof in principle that it is one of the trial which was done in China, where you can do it IMRT versus 3D CRT, right? It can happen only in China. What was important for us to understand in that, right? not only local control improves, survival improves, toxicity is also less. And 500 or 600 odd patients on each side, convinced whatever was there on a piece of paper as a dosimetry study was convinced on a patient. I will take 2 minutes of your time. So there is another trial, we believe in US, okay, RTOG, NCG, big things. So this is a RTOG trial where they wanted to say more radiation, more benefit. 60 gray versus 74 gray, right? That's the thought process in a phase 2 trial, what we got. And incidentally, we added some immunotherapy, cetuximab, earlier immunotherapy. But unfortunately, that 74 gray arm was doing worse. So more salt doesn't make the food tasty. Okay, that's the lesson. But important thing was something else for this audience. They did some patient with 3D CRT and some with IMRT. In the IMRT arm, incidentally, 10% volume was bigger, and the ratio was also 10-15% higher. The best part, in the stage 3A patient, they survived better with lesser toxicity. So probably IMRT for a larger tumor is a game changer, okay, and it will spare the toxicity also. So this is mandatory, which we have to do it for TMH as well as for the country as a part of NCG guideline. What we said in stage 3, it will be concomitant chemoradiation, and if chemoradiation is not possible, we will give a sequential radiation. So that's the NCG also is saying. I am trying to show in one slide, but there is, NCG has changed 6 times in this year. We have not even passed, we have passed. No, we are in the first year of the day. But this is the timeline what we see. 90s to 2000, what has changed is multimodal treatment, and also after chemoradiation, us giving some immunotherapy. And what we also liked it about this NCCN, people hate NCCN. That's what Kripashankar was giving me a steady thought. But what is now beautiful thing is coming as is some evidence blocks. So people should go back and read that. So it is the efficiency score or the safety, and also what is the evidence and the quantity, means how much costly or not so costly it is. So Americans are also having a cost. Trump is giving them a hard time. Okay, so the bottom line what we said, that concomitant is good, and everybody is saying concomitant is good, right? And you can give many drugs, and especially if you have adenocarcinoma, you will be giving this, or a squamous, you will be giving something like this. So basically a histology is also changing with chemoradiation. And these are the 2 studies. I will try to make it simpler. So they gave 2 cycles of same as an adjuvant, and here we gave as durvalumab. So this is a game changer. There is no doubt on that, right? And we have a subsequent studies to say that over the period of time. So in lung, to have with radiation a life separated over 5 years is really uncommon. Even they are pushing it every year. They are putting up a data. The Eli Lilly guys, or which guy? Eli Lilly, AstraZeneca. I am a loser. But important is PDL. So even retrospectively, PDL is saying that, okay, these are the guys you must push. Okay, so anybody who has more than 25%, I understand it is a very expensive drug to be given over a period of time. I think these are the guys we should be able to get some money from somewhere and try to push. And see this, the cost is the last one. So it is the least, affordable. So that is a smart thing, and the same thing will be coming with the EGFR, osimertinib, another, let's take the Bangladeshi or Bhutan, no problem. So these are the 2 keynotes what I was trying to say. So they added in terms of the concomitant phenomena. Okay, 1 year OR was the primary endpoint, holding on to the second year also. But important thing is some amount of toxicity, grade 3 pneumonitis. We watch. So what as a radiation oncologist I should be doing? Always use IMRT. If you think you are going to do immunotherapy, the standard of care should be IMRT. Okay? Nothing less than that. And similarly, the nivolumab is also coming and showing definitely 3A is better than 3B. It means staging was great. And ASCO has put a stamp and Astro is putting double stamp. Okay? Fine. This is the way we should be going on. But these are the two ex-president of Astro. So one in a big debate, hot debate which came out in Lancet. He said radiotherapy will change, other is not going to be changed. Opinion is divided, but the bottom line, if you want to change radiotherapy, you need to do it in some clinical trial. You can't do it. But the most important thing for the lung patients is, or any patient, is not the disease.